On the 16th of April 1995, the people of Britain were told that it was phone day. The digit 1 was introduced into the existing area codes of the nation's telephone numbers. All area codes would now begin 01. We were informed that this was required to meet an increase in demand for numbers and to create a more flexible code structure for the future. One evening in 1998, a voice transmitted, "Dial 01 and ask for Blue Eyes. He hears, he sees, he taps, he spies." I picked up the telephone and dialed 01. 2 minutes of silence was followed by a high-pitched alarm emitting from the receiver. I replaced the handset, then redialed. This time it took around 5 minutes for the alarm to sound. The duration between first and second alarm was inconsistent. I dialed a third time, yet another timing anomaly. Taking the experiment a stage further, I rigged up a sound system next to the telephone. Again I lifted the handset and dialed 01. This time I played one of my father's records, "Permission to Sing, Sir," by Clive Dunn, of Dad's Army fame. No alarm, and it became clear I was being received. I gathered my own record collection and sent messages down the line until daylight. I said everything I've ever wanted to communicate to the state via music and song, like a rebellious DJ. Any doubt about the significance of the information imparted to me by the voice was removed the following night, when I repeated my actions, then crept into bed beside Tricia, my wife, who was sleeping. We were woken in the early hours of the morning by the doorbell, the room pulsating with blue light and our dog barking frantically. I was greeted at the front door by 2 police officers who introduced themselves, then inquired, "You're experiencing difficulties with your telephone." "I know why you're here. I'll send no more messages," I answered. The officers stepped back into their vehicle and drove away. Next day, Tricia and Elizabeth, my mother, were perplexed and resolved to contact the police to find out why they'd come to the house. My own attempts to explain the circumstances and events that had led to the police visit only served to fuel confusion and inflame disquiet. My mother was informed, "We came to your house because we received what appears to be a silent 999 call." In subsequent years, my telephone conversations have been punctuated by extraneous sounds, plainly intended to make me aware that I'm not alone. For example, one of the records I'd sent down the telephone line was at a later date played back to me on my answer machine, accompanied by a police radio transmission, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo. I surmise the 01 code was introduced to facilitate an integrated and centralized telecommunication monitoring system, and that Blue Eyes is the code name ascribed to the control of operations. And I'm left with the words paranoid schizophrenia ringing in my ears.